So much like the coronavirus, it's not going to go as quickly as you plan. Don't be cocky, right? If you don't have any experience with something, like, don't be arrogant about it. I've never made beer can chicken in my life. Perhaps also like the coronavirus, it's not going to be as easy as you think. Hi, I'm Phil Kaplan. I'm a blade photographer, and this is the final installment, fingers crossed, of Quarantine Cuisine. And for today's recipe, I'm going to be making us what I'm calling Freebird beer can chicken. During a coronavirus, if you were making a recipe that called for beer, I don't know why you'd use anything but Corona, so we're using Corona. It's a little bit of a Latin-inspired take on the classic beer can chicken, but really, you know, it's hard to screw this one up. What an ordeal. You just cook it low and slow on the grill. I'm sweating. There's a lot of people out there that say that cooking it on a beer can doesn't even do anything for the chicken. But to use Corona for the coronavirus, it does. You know, you make something themed after the coronavirus and you sort of make light of it and you get what you deserve. 2 tablespoons of fresh oregano, 2 tablespoons of kosher salt, 1.5 tablespoons of garlic powder, 1.5 tablespoons of black pepper, 1.5 tablespoons of cumin. Don't worry if it's not exact. Have you tried this yet?
I have not tried the chicken yet.
Well, let's try it.
The skin feels nice and crispy.
Parts of it came out right. Okay, now we have our mixture. The recipe calls for 1/4 to 3/4 can of beer, depending on how long you want to cook your chicken. You have to open your Corona, and now you have to discard the Corona. You have to discard it. That's what recipes say to do with the booze. So I'm going to discard this. Right in the trash it went. Poke a couple holes here in the top. There. Now our limes are basically for the end, so we'll save those. You may want to have something to drain your chicken. You have to make sure the inside is cleaned. We're going to take a generous scoop of our seasoning and just dump it right in there. And then you can kind of feel it around, spread it around a little bit. We need to cover our chicken in oil. So I'm just going to get my hands right in there. On our beer can, slide it on there. You got it. Liberal padding. It smells really good already. Set your grill up, make sure it's clean, turn half of it on. You're going to have about 300 to 350 degrees temperature, but we're going to go off heat. If you cook on coals, just create the indirect heat. You're going to want to close the lid, monitor the temperature a little bit, and it's going to need about an hour and a half. So you can discard more Corona and play with your dog. You want to play some Frisbee? It took like way longer. As long as you realize what you've done wrong and adapt, it can still come out pretty good. I spun the chicken one time. Well, it's definitely getting late. That's not beer that you want anyway. Also, people are morons. I just carved this upside down. That's probably the dumbest thing I've ever done preparing food since I was like in 5th grade. So I'm really glad that I'm glad that it got to be recorded, more importantly than anything else. And we're out here getting eaten up by bugs. Let's go inside.
Sounds good.
This is stupid. Other than the wings, the entire rest of the bird is still on the grill. Some parts have been mishandled by the person in charge who may not necessarily know what he's doing. But that's about me and this chicken. Well, I'm going to go check on the rest of it. After a second wave, there appears to be success in cooking the Corona beer can chicken. All the other pieces are done, except for one breast, sort of a holdout. Again, I think we may have that experience in a larger analogy. But honestly, this is where you know, these running kind of like joke metaphors end. This really was fun to make. It's fun to spend time with people, you know, like trying something. I gotta tell you, you should make this at home, even if it goes better or worse than this. It was fun to do. It took a long time, and, you know, you get to spend time with people that you love. So, enjoy making beer can chicken with a Corona beer. If you have a better way of making the chicken,